Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of How To. Today I'm going to be showing you around the Zhiyun Crane V2. And this is going to make your videos change from really shaky videos from like this to something that looks more professional like that. It's actually really easy to set up and it's quite inexpensive, so it's a really good addition to your arsenal when it comes to filming outside, especially if you find it hard to keep the camera steady. So let's have a look at what the kit comes in with inside. So inside the box, what we've got is a nice carry case, which is always nice and handy, especially if you're walking around with your camera quite a bit and the Zhiyun can get knocked around without it. So it comes in a nice hard case like that, and here it is. So it's quite a lot included, and everything that you'll really need to get started is already in the box. So you've got the crane itself, so make sure you take it out gently because it can get scratched up quite easily. So that's it there. You also have the two batteries which come in the kit. They last for about 6 hours from when I've tried it, and you also have the charger over here, so it's quite easy to get them back up to full power. You've got the attachment for the camera, which we'll have a look a little bit later on. Also, you've got the bottom part of the crane. So the first thing you'll need to do is put the batteries in at the bottom like so, and then make sure you screw in tightly like this. That is pretty much ready to go. You've also got one of these which is really handy for when you've got a big lens, so that's a lens support you've got in there. You've got another attachment for camera, or if you want to hold up part of your lens, and also it comes with a USB for your charging of batteries. So let's have a look at how we put the camera onto the Zhiyun Crane itself. For this I'm going to be using my Sony Alpha 6300, which is a 4K really good camera, and I find that it works really well with the crane. So although these have made it a lot easier to have steady video, it does take a little bit of setting up. So the first thing you need to do is just familiarize yourself. So you've got a lot of adjustments that you can move up and down. You've got them on here, and that's for balancing the camera out. So the crane has got motors inside it, and they can balance the camera, but it does actually have to be balanced quite well itself, even when it's switched off. It doesn't have to be quite perfect, but you know, the motors have only got so much power in them, so it does have to be quite well done. So you've got your attachment for the camera, which obviously moves on the plate like so. So that, let's loosen it a little bit more. So that goes back and forth. So the heavier the camera, you might have to slide it backwards and forwards, basically. So it takes a little bit of practice to get this right. So if you don't get it right first time, don't worry about it. So take your camera, and I've got the attachments here, and all we do is just screw the camera on like so. So it's quite simple to put on, and that's attached to the crane itself now, basically. So it is sliding back and forth. So what we need to do is actually balance the camera. So this can take a little bit of time, and unfortunately you've got to do this every time you put the camera back on. So if you are doing continuous shoot, try keeping the camera on there. It just saves you from having to redo balancing. So I'm going to move this back and forth. So I find, because the Sony Alpha is quite light, I put it right at the front to make sure it balances out, and then that's I think about right on that. So let's tighten the screw on that, so make sure it stays in place. So that's one of the first adjustments. So as you can see, that's still not quite straight. So if we adjust the top slider, so just loosen it a little bit and just make sure that it's fairly straight. So I just let it go like that. If you've got a stand, I actually tend to put it on a stand when I'm outside, so it makes it a little bit easier to do this. Now that's sort of okay, so let's screw that into place and when it comes to up and down. And let's take that a little bit down so it doesn't lean as much. Because the Sony is quite a light camera, it doesn't actually balance perfectly, but just as well as you can get it. So that's pretty much, I think, as well as you can get it. Then when you put the device on, just wait for it to power up, it actually straightens it out. So as long as it's balanced quite well, but it doesn't have to be perfect, that should do it basically. So let's have a look at the controls of the device. The operation of the crane is very simple. So we start off by powering it on, so hold the power button down until the light goes blue, and you can see that's turned on. Also on here you've got the joystick for moving the arm around, so we'll have a look at that a little bit later on. You've got the zoom, which you can use with certain cameras, so you can plug that in. You've got to have a USB cable to plug into your camera, and also you've got the modes, so different modes can be selected from here. So let's have a look what they do. When a crane is first powered on, it goes into what we call the pan follow mode. What that means is the platform will stay level, and you can move yourself around as like that, and the camera stays in the level basically. So you can go like that, and making sure the camera doesn't move to left to right. You can pan from left to right like this, and also the crane allows you to stop nice and gently without that jerk at the end, making your videos a little bit smoother. So if we double tap the mode button like so, it goes into what we call the follow mode. So now when you look down, the camera will look down with you, and then look up, you can look up with you. So that gives you a little bit more control, and it still allows you to pan from left to right as it did in the pan follow mode. Okay, so if we single click on the mode button like so, it goes into the locking mode. So what that does is with the joystick, you can move the head around from left to right like so, and up and down as well. So let's say if I face the camera towards you guys, and now I can walk around and the camera will keep facing forwards, which is really nice mode for when you're wanting to keep facing the right way. However, there's a limited amount of space, so if you are doing shots like this where you don't have much space, it allows the camera to stay looking at yourselves when you're moving around. And also for those of you that do a lot of vlogging, there is the selfie mode. So what you need to do is triple click the mode button like so, and the camera will turn around and keep looking at yourself, making it really easy to make videos of yourself without having much of a jerk on there. Also, you can invert the camera. So for that, what you need to do is power off the device, and this is really good for when you're wanting to do some really low shots basically. So to do that, what you've got to do is make sure you've inverted your crane and power it on when it's upside down. And so what that will do is allow you to use the crane upside down. So make sure it's the right way up, like so, and it powers on, so you know you get those really nice low shots. You can use it so near the ground, so you're not having to bend down. Now we've seen all the modes that you can use, let's go out and have a little shoot with the camera. So this will make your videos a lot more professional. So let's have a look what the difference is between handheld and using the Zhiyun Crane V2. As you can see, there's a massive difference between the handheld videos and the ones from the crane. It makes it so much more professional, especially that this is quite well priced crane. So I paid just over £240 on it on eBay, so that's a really good investment into making your videos that much more professional. Well, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and leave me any comments with any videos you might want to see. And I'm going to leave you with some of the footage I've taken from the crane. Thank you.